Thank God it's Friday. Look who's excited. I'm Tokpe Mark Odige. Welcome to the show. With me, as usual, are the ladies. Mariam, I've seen you for the first time this week. Oh. Why? They want to put us under.
This is relationship.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
I love the
okay.
hat.
Thank you. This is what they call borough pose. So I saw it on a lovely lady and I thought, please, can I have this for my show? And everybody likes it. I've always wondered if a hat would fit me, you know.
It does. So it does.
Yeah.
It
so
does.
I see.
You look contemporary.
And then I'm also wearing like celebration shirts.
Yes.
So I just really like I wanted a vibe.
With love from Lagos. Yes. That's how we roll.
Yeah.
I feel the vibe.
Yeah.
You know, we're still fighting.
So we're not fighting anymore. So I've been getting calls and messages about our fight. We're not fighting anymore. I love how she
watched the audition. I was wondering where you came from.
I love how she loves me, and we're good.
Nima, any good news from your end?
1 minute, please. I need to give a shout out to my brother-in-law. It's his birthday today, Uncle
Happy
Fola.
Birthday, Uncle Fola.
Happy birthday. He's just an amazing, amazing person. And, you know, I wish you the very best of today and the year.
All right, Nima.
Nima was just, you know, I got excited with good news yesterday. Congratulations, Jumoke.
Yay.
And Lawode James.
Okay.
And it was really nice. And this morning, maybe because I was excited and positive-minded, the traffic just wasn't there.
Oh. As I got to the office and I met Nima's car, I said,
I slid into the makeup room like, life can just be like this every day. Driving I love driving actually, but driving in traffic, I don't know.
It's stressful.
Yeah.
Obi Ajulu, how are you doing?
I'm great.
For heart and us.
I'm doing amazing. I've reduced my nails because I'm preparing for Mugo.
Yes,
and my brother-in-law, yes, they're coming to my house. I'm going to be the one baiting the baby. I haven't done that in years, so I'm getting ready for it.
Yes, your last child is...
So, please, Obi, we go. Happy birthday to Mrs. Ebele Chiemenam Oshoga from your son, Christian Prince. Christian Prince is a colleague. He works with us.
Yeah, we love Christian here.
Yeah, Nima particularly loves Christian.
No,
happy birthday,
ma.
We love
Christian.
All of us love Christian.
Happy birthday, ma.
Yeah. Happy birthday, ma'am.
Happy
All right,
birthday.
so this weekend for me is going to be very interesting because my cousin is getting married tomorrow. Family affair, all of us will be there, turn up. But we'll take a quick break. When we return, we take today's top stories. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Welcome back. We'll be taking the top stories, starting with the with the Nation. Major headline coming from Buhari: 2 security agents crush kidnappers, bandits. A Delsu doctor taken on the highway. Nursing mother, 7 others have been abducted. 22 investors to partner Oshun as Oyetola signs order. Ibadan Obas rejects call to drop crown. No quarrel with Olubadan. Last moments of slain Kogi politician. PDP writes off Bayelsa Kogi election. Party 6 sanctions. And ASU stops lecturers from government payroll. So we're starting with the major headline.
Yes, so our president has been worried over the resurgence, the bandits issues in different states. So he is saying that the security agencies have to deal decisively with these bandits. There was a kidnap that happened in Kano yesterday. 8 persons were involved. A nursing mother and her 2-month-old baby was kidnapped as well. There was also a kidnap that happened in Delta State. I think the president of the resident doctors in Delta State was also kidnapped as well. So he is saying that the security agencies need to make sure that they, crush these bandits, make sure they protect the loopholes, because most of these bandits take advantage of the loopholes to cause mayhem, and also that the residents, the communities that are being attacked, should speak up when they see people who are giving information. They should give intelligence to the police to help their situation.
The area where the doctor was kidnapped in Delta State has terrible roads, which the kidnappers have taken advantage of. So I'd like that the holistic
approach beyond security, give the security the apparatus to help them be more effective. ASU's story.
Yeah, so ASU is saying that they're still not going to, they're insisting not to enroll on the payroll system, the integrated personnel payroll information system. They said they're already in talks with the Senate, and the Senate had asked them to maintain status quo until they come to an agreement. They have an alternative system they say that they're working on, and that if government insists on not paying them because they haven't joined this payroll, they have ways of addressing it. So that's what As is saying.
So where's the strikes?
Do you have a story?
I wanted to take the Badon Obas since
quickly.
The nation. So of course the crowned Obas who were elevated are protesting the out-of-court settlement that that they were not carried along, and that it was a situation of shaving the head of the owner of the head behind their backs. Ew. So shaving the head of the owner of the head behind the owner's back.
Moving on to the Vanguard. So they're protesting it. So it's not going to be easy as we thought it was going to be. So we just want peace. Moving on to Vanguard, major headline: burnt woman leader, light of my family put out, says the husband as she cries. 6 justice says burning of his house, his wife, was premeditated. We'll get culprits soon, says the police. Unmask and punish Mrs. Abu's killers. PDP national women leader. And there's a picture story, our darling, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie with the UN Global Leadership Award on the eve of the UN 75th anniversary in New York. We have to always celebrate our own, and she's getting the award from the UN. And alleged money laundering. Mofa demands 5 million naira for unlawful detention. Robbers, Boko Haram kill 15 people, injured many in different attacks. Senate will act expeditiously on any request sent by Buhari, says Lawan. Governments back VAT increase from 5 to 7.5% as Senate passes bills. Herders killed more Nigerians in 2018 than Boko Haram. As a report, $9.6 billion PNID scam. Federal government files charges against Britain. And Nigerians giving up on the country, Cardinal Onaiyekan. Finally, Lagos CP deploys 1,000 policemen to control traffic.
Yay!
Yay! I saw a bit of that activity yesterday. The woman that was burnt in Kogi again.
Okay,
we mustn't stop talking about
it. So Elder Simeon, Elder Simeon Babani Seydou Abu, that's her husband, and he's demanding justice because he says this did not just happen out of the blue. It was actually premeditated. It started from the 16th of November on the day of the elections, and there were threats. A young boy met him and with a group of other boys that these people are well known in the community and sort of threatened him, And he said to them, see, we're all from the same place. All this politics is not really that important, And he did his wife was there as well. And he left, while the wife stayed back to monitor election processes. And then later, someone ran home to say that his wife was being beaten by this group of boys. Whoa. She was carried home by a brother-in-law brother. He took her home. And then she was taken to the hospital because of the injuries that she sustained. And then he brought her home. He had to leave for Abuja. His son, he has a brother called Gowon, and he was also a very strong PDP supporter who these boys also threatened. And his son overheard them threatening the father, and he says, please, let's not do this. And one of the boys decided to chase this boy. While he was chasing him, he fell on his own knife and was rushed to the hospital. But because he
had a knife.
Yes,
there's a lot of violence on all sides, actually.
The hospital didn't want to give him more than a first aid treatment because they needed a police report. In the end, he passed on. And so the anger of him passing on was what led them to her house. The husband says, I've been talking to my wife every day to just find out how she was doing and everything. Even on Monday, I'd spoken to her, and then this
At the end of the day, we make people not want to get involved in politics when we have things like this. It's really sad.
We're talking about young boys who have just... You have murdered people, you have truncated your life, your future. This is where we are right now. I don't know how, if politicians are involved in this, I don't know how you sit back in your own homes and enjoy your own children, while other youths, other people's children are busy doing all sorts of things.
Really sad. So the Mofa story.
This sad story, just...
Yeah, I know.
Mofa, that's Ismail Mustafa, the alleged billionaire that was arrested by EFCC, is now suing the EFCC for the abuse of his fundamental human rights and is demanding 5 million naira.
Was it not taken to
immediate
court
release? He wasn't charged to court. He was arrested. He's in the EFCC custody, and of course, he's saying that they've held him more than the constitutionally stipulated time, and that now he's asking the court to perpetually restrain the EFCC or any of their agents from arresting him anywhere where bros go. So
It is well.
That's how we have Evans. We have a fundamental human rights suit by Evans against the police. So I think that our agencies should start to do the proper thing. Put together a very sustainable case and charge the person immediately.
The good news we have for Lagos State is that the Commissioner of Police has declared a state of emergency concerning the roads and the traffic management at the moment. So he's asked for a deployment of 1,000. He deployed 1,000 police officials to assist with the traffic. They're going to be doing 24 hours. Wow. So they do 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. shifts. Yeah, it's divided into shifts. So, guys, so he's appealing
if you see that they're not doing their job, yes, you can take a picture
of
tweet. Let us
also
hold them
appealing that
Nigerians
should respect the traffic wardens. They should listen to them. We hardly do. I drive. You don't drive in my area.
This morning, the one way was a regular thing on that axis support, and I mentioned it so much here. And we're doing it all the way from the airport
and it's still on down. Oh, wow. Moving on to Daily Sun. Major headline: prices to go up as Senate okays VAT hike. Also endorses 56 tax amendments. Labour OPS condemn increase. Biafra: police destroy civil war bombs. And 5 trillion debts. Senate AMCOM move against defaulters. Headers kill more people in Nigeria than Boko Haram. That's from a report. Protesters storm APC NEC meeting. Demand Oshiomhole sack. Buhari meets with party leader ahead of parley. So, we're talking about Biafra?
Yes. Workers at a construction site in Anambra, Adebebe village, discovered this bomb that was buried. It was, the police said it was a mortar bomb. So initially they felt it was yam. But then they brought it, it looks like a tuber of yam. So they brought it out and discovered it was a bomb, and it's still potent. But thank God the DSS has handled it. It's been, is it diffused, or how do you call it?
Detonated. Yes. So two stories. The
major headline, price hike.
Yes, so the Senate yesterday, quickly, within 30 minutes, have approved the increments of amended certain bills moved by the President on financial reforms. And one of them includes the VAT increasing from 5% to 7.5%. And we have all the tax reforms that, the President proposed also amended yesterday. Why people are protesting that this increment should not work, they also protested the quick way. Because it wasn't deliberated, it wasn't debated at all. They were a consensus.
And there are many policies to make money by the government at this moment. Many policies that are putting a lot of
but pressure. The government is also looking to, to generate revenue and also ease life.
So, moving on to Nigerian Tribune, major headline: Edo crisis in focus as APC NEC meets today. Protesters besiege Secretariat to demand Oshiomhole's resignation. In other news, driver killed, orderly injured as gunmen attack Oyo Commissioner's team. Wow. Senate passes finance bill to raise VAT from 5% to 7.5%. We reject court's verdict on our crowns, says Ibado Obas. And Kogi Sleneyman, we've taken that story already. So we do what's going on.
Politics?
The politics
in Edo. Okay.
So the APC NEC meeting was today, and along that meeting was also a protest yesterday asking that the APC chairman should resign in Abuja. I'm looking at it, let's see, but I think they should resolve whatever issues that they have.
So what happened with your Commissioner's team?
Yes, so on the way after, that's the Commissioner for Lands and Housing in Oyo State. On his way back, the driver and the orderly had dropped him, so they were taking back the official car to the Secretariat when hoodlums on bikes attacked them, shot the driver in the chest and shot the, but the orderly was putting on a bulletproof vest, so he didn't get to him, but he hurt his arm. He's in the police at the moment. Investigations are ongoing.
Well, we pray for peace. At least at the end of the day, we're all Nigerians and we should keep on praying for the peace of our nation. That's all we can take on the newspaper review for today. Before we discuss our lineup of our topics, we'll first have representatives from Whisker. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. Joining us on the show is the founder, Whisker, managing consultant, Aminat Oyabola. Aminat Oyabola. We also have with us Whisker Advisory Board member, HR consultant, Abiba Balogun. Welcome to the show.
You're welcome.
Good to have you. Two powerful women.
Yep.
And we're rubbing off and getting good energy from you. We're always proud to see women doing awesome things. And what you're doing with Whisker is very awesome. We'd like you to educate our audience on what Whisker is about.
Okay, thank you very much. And thanks for having us this morning. I'm going to kick off and Habiba will chip in as well. So Whisker is a not-for-profit organization. We're in our 11th year. It was founded in 2008 when I was still a corporate executive at MTN, and is born out of a passion to ensure that people have pulled like-minded women and men together on the advisory board. And the whole idea is to institute a structured mentoring program. A full 1-year structured mentoring program that will build the capacity of women, because we recognize that there was a gap and there's a shortage, not just in the private sector, across Nigeria, private and public sector, of women in leadership. And whilst there's a huge entry pool at the entry point into the workplace, at mid-career, women typically fall out for a variety of reasons. And therefore, at the end of the day, when you look at the top, which is where the decisions are made, there are very, very few women sitting in the boardrooms, very, very few women sitting, in executive committees, very, very, very few women sitting in the policy direction departments, ministries and agencies. And we wanted to make our own little contribution towards ensuring that there's full female participation, full female emancipation, and equal opportunity for women, because we have a lot to give as human beings. I don't know whether you'd like to add.
And also with Whisker, when we did research about why there are so few women at the top, we found out that there are lots of myths. People think they drop off to have a family, they drop off. When we did the research, men and women drop out of the formal workplace at the same rates.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it's really important to go down to data. So what was preventing women from getting to the top? So we found out a lot of it had to do with they didn't see role models. So I didn't see women up there who were right up there. So I think they don't aspire. That was one thing. The second one was that we too believe that our place, too many women believe that our place is only in the home, right? And then women believe that when they're in the home, they're not working. What are you doing? Oh, I'm just at home. I said, no, you're working in the home, or you're working outside the home in your business, or you're working outside the home in a formal organization. But wherever you are working, right? And then if you want to get to the top, you must be really, really good. So how do you become good? Young men, an older man will pick them up and mentor them. Young women don't have that opportunity because it's mostly men who can mentor them. And when you get a male mentor, what happens? Sexual harassment, right? So Whisker really fills those gaps. And we've seen that once you have that mentoring and this training, their careers just fly.
So this has been on for a while, over 8 years, 11 years. Yes. What's the results like? What are the achievements that you've recorded so far?
Well, we're extremely proud about the contribution we have made. We've trained over 300 women have actually gone through the structured mentoring program, which is a 12-month program. It's like an MBA program, very rigorous, that focuses on your personal effectiveness, your interpersonal effectiveness, and your organizational effectiveness, amongst many other components within the program. So I want to give a shout out to everybody who is looking at us now to say, please sign up for the program. We have limited capacity every year. The application process is opened early in March, April, and we take about 30 to 35 women every year for the structured program. But beyond that, and it's wonderful that Mrs. Habiba Balogun is sitting here with us. She's a fantastic consultant, and she's our partner and collaborator for the Open Series program, which we call the HBC series, which is a fantastic program for soft skills development. And Habiba, you can speak a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so what we found out, some women, their organizations will fall apart without them. But whenever it's time to make an appointment to the executive or to the board, their names are not there. So what is it? It's not their technical skills. So we did some research and found out there are specific soft skills. Their business writing, their public speaking, their financial literacy, how much they know about numbers. So we identified nine of, and then self-promotion. You think, as a woman, we all want our work will speak for us. You have to open your mouth. Exactly.
Asking, being polite, being friendly.
Yeah, so we identified those, and we came up with 9 seminars, and so we trained them in all those soft skills, and the doors opened again. And then there are over 6,000.
No, over 8,000 people have been actually impacted by our Open Series programs and the mentorship mentorship program over the years, almost 10,000.
I'm not part of
But I have to say seriously, if you have not attended any of our open skills programs, you must look out for them. Go online to Whisker, W-I-S-C-A-R, Whisker, www.whisker.ng, and look out for those programs. And they're open to both men and women. We as women are fighting against, we're fighting for women with female emancipation and non-discrimination. So we're not going to discriminate
against the men
in the deployment of what we do.
So what inspired this year's theme? I do not walk alone.
Wow. So this year's theme is I do not walk alone. So when you are born, you come into this world, what?
Alone.
Alone. Alone. When you die, you do what?
You die alone.
You die alone, and you're put in the grave alone. So in between, you know, birth and death, do you want to walk alone? Do you think you can succeed alone? So there's a very strong African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go with people. So the idea behind this year's theme is to say, look, especially for us women, and which is why mentorship is so important, to say, look, through the Whisker program, we are a mentorship network. We're a strong, powerful, strategic mentorship network for women. And we want all the people who are part of the Whisker community and family to know that you have that support on a continuing basis, not just when you're going through the program. Post the program, we are there for you. And we mean it. We're not an organization that will be sitting on a high table and you cannot access us, you cannot touch and feel us. We are really there for you because we are interested in your progression and in your development and in your progress. So the whole idea behind this theme is to say, look, nobody has achieved anything on their own. And that women in particular, we need both men and women, but women in particular must support other women. And when you support other women, you support the world. But, you know, we have all been supported by the men in our lives. I've been supported and enabled by my father. One of my biggest cheerleaders is my husband, my brothers and my sisters. My brothers support me as well. And of course, my sisters are just fantastic. So everybody should come together so that we pull Nigeria forward. One of our mottos in Whisker is, you know, to develop women, to build a better nation. So the final aim is for Nigeria's progress and
because the ball
growth
stops
and
with
development.
women. The health of your family is the woman, the education of the family is the woman. Once the woman is empowered, the children, everybody gets that better life. So it's fantastic to not leave them behind.
So, for this year, you have the guest speaker, who is the Deputy Secretary to the UN, Ms. Amina Mohammed. And I know that she's really a role model for a lot of young women in the North. You know, she's well, because she represents globally, but she represents something, because a lot of times in the North, you're sort of limited, or you're told you're limited either by your culture, by your religion, and there she is. She represents all that, and see how far she's gone. So I'm really happy that she's coming, you know, to talk to women. But why did you particularly pick her to be your guest speaker?
Well, you know, every year we give a Distinguished Whisker Award. So Whisker is a woman who has made it into a successful career. And we choose women not just because they have been successful, but women who have tried to found a way to bring it all together and not leave their families behind, not leave their communities behind, who can be inspirational, you know, the right sort of role model. And she is one, as you said, in terms of diversity characteristics, she's black. She's female. She's Muslim. She's African. She's Nigerian.
And we're really proud of that.
Yes, we are.
Nigeria playing on the global stage.
That level. And the contemporary.
She's the most powerful woman in the United Nations. And she's one of the most powerful women in public policy and public service. In the world. So every year we look for, you know, global icons like that. So to inspire other women to say it is possible in spite of all our challenges.
And that is it. And that is something we must continue to highlight. We'll take a quick break. We'll continue with this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So Whisker
Women in successful career.
Women in successful career. And what exactly will be the requirements to participate in all this you've been talking about?
Okay, so in order to participate, don't miss it. Don't miss this great conference. I mean, if you miss it, you're going to be missing something that you will regret for a long time.
Yeah.
The conference fee is 20,000 naira, and it's on our website. The registration details are on our website, which is www.whisker, and Whisker is spelled WISCAR.NG. And if you're interested in registering, you can go to that website, or you can also call 0806 6452 894. I repeat, 0806 6452 894. And also you can send an email to info@whisker.ng.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's supposed to be a walk as well.
Oh, there was a walk actually.
Oh, there was.
Yes.
Mentoring walk.
There was a mentoring walk. So we gathered just, was it Lighthouse Cafe?
Yes.
On one side of the Lekki Ikoyi Bridge.
Okay.
And
Last Saturday.
we paired up young people with older people, and they were, and everybody shared their story. I do not walk alone story. Who has helped me, or who was there for me, or who did I need and was not there for me?
Yeah.
They shared their stories, and then they supported each other. And then we had older
So you
people
were looking like you missed a lot.
older people mentoring younger people doing reverse mentoring to older people because of all this digitalization. They don't have a clue, you know. Sorry.
Mentoring is huge because it helps us go farther. And sometimes just one conversation is enough to change your trajectory.
Yeah, but it's important for me to mention that the Whisker mentoring program itself, that 12 months, is free. Okay. It's free of charge.
Yes,
so you have to apply. It's quite a rigorous progress, but you don't pay for the mentoring program.
You said that's in March or April?
It starts, application starts in March.
There's a small commitment fee for us to run our admin, but it's free otherwise. I mean, if we want to cost it, people will not be able to afford it. And just to add to what, Mrs. Balogun had just said about, the mentoring work, we also wanted the work to be focused on our general well-being. So we got a fantastic coach that made us do some exercises and, got us really moving on the bridge. It was great fun.
So the only way, the ways to connect with you on social media and all of that so that people can
so of course there's Facebook, Win Whisker, there's LinkedIn, just type in Whisker, there's Twitter, there's Instagram.
I do not walk alone.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
So with that, it was great having you. We would like to bring you back individually, separately, talking about general women growth related issues.
Yes, we'll be delighted.
Next, we discuss our hot topics, and we have a huge guest in the studio. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. Nollywood actor Yul Edochie has slammed companies making wrong choices in selecting personalities as their brand ambassadors. To him, they have no positive impact in the society and they could actually have negative influence on the youth. In his words, so many brands and companies in Nigeria have been competing to endorse artists, actors, comedians, reality TV stars as their brand ambassadors due to overwhelming attention given to these celebrities. So do you agree with him that it's unnecessary and they should be using other means to gauge who they sign up as ambassadors? Joining us to have this conversation is a Nigerian singer, songwriter, Teni in the studio. Good to have you. To join the conversation, call us on 070-8066-8014. And you could tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can hear from you. So I threw this on you when you sat down, that you have multiple endorsements and you have your own brand. But do you share in what he's saying, in that some brands just pick anybody regardless of the person's personality, and if the person is giving negative influence? What do you think?
Well, personally, I think every structured company has a marketing department. And, these are professionals that know what they want and how far they want their brand to go. So I believe if, for example, this cup is a brand, you want to have an ambassador. If you choose this so artist A, you know what you're driving at. You know the audience you want to target. For example, if I had an alcoholic company, I know the musicians I would sign to. So I feel like most brands look at, because they're also giving you money. So they're not stupid. They want value for their money.
Yes.
You understand? So what he has a point in the sense that, you know, you don't want people to send the wrong message. But these brands are targeting different crowds.
So let's talk about the role of companies now, brands now, in promoting certain values within the societies that they operate. Because what Yul is talking about is that we see a decline in values now and morals. A lot of things we just let them slide. Some people say, who is with us in cast the first stone. You know, they've been this continuous abuse, and things that would never have imagined before are now imaginable, they happen now. So what is the role of brands and companies in promoting, you know, values with the endorsements that they sign?
Well,
besides commercial now?
I believe that brands should take consideration in who they sign. Definitely, because young kids are involved. You understand? Like, a lot of things come to play. But it's business.
I like that.
Yeah, you know, and when it's business, the company can run down.
Yes.
And also and I'm not on the company side, but these companies also play a very positive role. I know I don't know if I can mention
the brand.
But I know one of the brands I'm signed to, they do a lot of growth and development for the youth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it just goes both ways.
So for me, I understand what Yul is trying to say, you know, which is we need positive role models. We need them to be able to see. Yes. But as you said, I think these are companies that are trying to make money. First of all, when they get brand ambassadors, what they are trying to do is make sure that their product gets awareness and they get sales. Yeah. So that comes to them first. And they'll look for the personality that will best sell their product. That's on the one hand. Secondly, I think a lot of us are looking for role models almost in everywhere apart from ourselves. We are going to companies, we are going to, you know, sometimes I think we should look in and stop complaining too much and be positive role models in our communities, in our homes, and stop always putting it on something or something else. Remember, these people, as we said, are businesses. They will do that first. Yul Edochie, you are well known in some circles. Please be the positive role model that your community needs. And you know, a lot of people should.
Some people say it's beef. Some people say because if he got a lot of endorsement, he probably wouldn't say this. Some people would think that because, you know, when you feel left out of the circle, the happening circle, whatever comment you say will be seen as you're beefing those that are gaining ground. Do you agree with that?
I don't. I think he's just saying what he feels. Yeah. He's just saying what is supposed to be the ideal. But in every society, there's what should be and what is. So there's an ideal that normally it should have been this way. But there is the reality on ground. And the reality for these brands is the fact that it's a business, it's a marketing strategy. When they sign you up as an artist, no, hold on, please. Please, may I finish? When they sign you as a brand ambassador, it's because they want your network. They want to be able to sell their market to your network. That's what, yes, that's the first thing.
Regardless of how you got the network.
Excuse me. That is how, it's a business. They're trying to make money. Don't forget that they have staff as well. They are paying people in the company. So they want to get money back. Now, we are just trying to we're talking morality here, which is different from the world of business. The only thing is to ensure that the role models by themselves decide to be positive enough to impact the society. It doesn't necessarily have to be the job of the companies, because the companies, even if they choose to get someone who is moral and everything, and you cannot sell my market, so why am I having a brand ambassador?
I think I'm hearing that, you know, where morality and values don't sell in our communities anymore, because if we have to endorse something that we all agree is wrong for marketing purposes, are we saying that a person that is upright cannot be accepted generally in our community?
I disagree.
I think that's what I'm hearing. I'm asking.
You're hearing wrong. Let me say, this is what I'm trying to say is that this is what we want, positive role models. Yeah. But we cannot expect it of a business to do it for us. So that's what I'm trying to say.
Let me explain what I'm saying. Teni is not the slay, expose the body kind of artist.
That's a style.
She's won fans, even won me.
Yeah.
So and if she's on a brand, I would look at it 10 times quickly and quickly do it. But there are certain people that they will endorse and I'll be like, excuse me, Kinonta.
You are not their
Do you
market.
understand? Do you understand? No, I'm saying, I'm just saying.
That's
the point. So she's selling.
Why are brands going for followers regardless of how the person got the followers?
I'm telling you.
And that's the question Yul is asking. Do you believe that you said it's a game of numbers, you're looking for the fans.
Yeah.
Is it right for a brand to just go, this person has 5 million people, even though she was nude to get it, or even though he was going crazy to get it, I want to get those 10 million or 5 million people to buy my products, and I'll just follow them regardless. Are we not going to be inadvertently sponsoring and supporting people going nude to get followers? Since anyhow I get it, I'll get endorsements anyway.
Okay, fantastic. So there are different kinds of brands everywhere around the world. There are some brands that use people who are wholesome as their brand ambassador.
Yes.
There are some people that use people who are sexy.
Yes,
that is their market. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So what I am trying to say is that let's not keep looking to people who their focus is profit for role models. Do you understand?
I got that. I want to hear from Teni. I want to hear from Teni in terms of, is there any brand that will come and meet you and you say no to because of your own brand?
Yes, definitely. I mean, my manager is here. We've turned a lot of brands down.
Why did you do that?
That's not just who I am.
The brand.
So what are the things that could make you turn down a brand?
Values. For me. I mean, I can't do something I'm not. It won't flow.
Okay, let me take this quick phone call. Good morning, welcome to the show.
Good morning. Good morning.
Please join the conversation.
Yeah, this is Adisa calling from Oshodi.
Yes, Adisa, welcome to the show.
Yeah, I just switched on to TVC. Of course, I don't know what the basic of the discussion is, but I just heard about brand. And then please, Teni will always turn down some offer because it may possibly not be from a multinational company. Of course, when it's a multinational company that involves huge amount of money, 50 to 100 million naira, of course, you won't turn down such offer. Please, I'm not trying to say. But look, this brand company, I don't see their social impact on society. Now, there was a time MTN was doing, sorry to mention the name, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And a friend of mine asked me, for the past 2 years that MTN was doing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, we still have poor people on the street of Lagos.
It's a game,
though. I wonder, they manage millions of naira on weekly.
Thank you, Adisa.
Please, sir, it's not the job of the companies to provide what the government is supposed to provide for you. Everybody, they all have their CSR, they call it. Yes, they do that.
Has a lot of CSR
yes, so they are not supposed to take up the job that your leaders would do for you.
Programs across universities.
But she made an accusation that you probably turned down smaller companies and you didn't turn down big companies. I don't believe that.
Shall I tell you what happened recently? And my people can attest to it. I hope my mom is watching. So I posted a video on Instagram, and it was I was just having fun. It was just a little vulgar. My mom called me. I was in Dubai. My mom called me, take that down right now.
I saw the picture. The video?
It was a video.
Oh, okay.
My mom said, take that down right now. And I was arguing. She said, that's not who you are. Take it down. And I took it down because I had to rethink, in the next 20 years, what do I want?
To be remembered for because
you know what I'm saying? So, I make money. It's not 100 million. I can make that over and over again. It's after the 100 million.
What next?
Then, when you see me outside, my dignity, my prestige. My father built I'm not just saying this. My father built a legacy.
Yes.
20 years after, he's still very much celebrated. It's not the money. It's when we die, we can't live forever. So when we die, it's not the money we had. It's what we've done. It's the impact we made.
Okay, so before we end this conversation and go into knowing you more proper, I know many people see brands endorse people and they know, I knew this girl when she had 10,000 followers. I knew what she did to get into 1 million followers. Maybe if I do what she did, maybe I would also get this endorsement. You did you. The world accepted you.
Yes.
Can you tell people what happened through that journey so that we can close the chapter on doing whatever it takes to get endorsement, do whatever it takes to make the dough?
And that's why I want to also explain to Adisa, if it was about the money, I wouldn't be me. I would most definitely have followed the crowd, because guess what? You do this, you get this. I would have done what everybody else wanted me to do, but I knew.
What did they want you to do?
Come on. Come on.
Just
you know,
just a little bit.
I know someone told me, you know, open a little skin.
Wow. You're too covered.
Yeah, stuff like, you know, just be a little more sexy. You know.
I saw a photograph with you were on bikini-ish.
Oh, that was
shirt.
Miami.
Yes, with a shirt on, and then I saw the comments on that, like, she actually has this packaging. Why has she been?
Why you not using packaging to sell market? They use it to sell market abroad.
Yeah. Well, you know, going back to what I was saying, it's just like, I'm me, because then if I be somebody else, if I am somebody, if I become somebody else, I'll be depressed. That's why a lot of celebrities, sometimes, especially abroad, they become depressed.
We'll take a quick break. When we come back, I want to talk about maintaining your emotional stability in the midst of the noise and the
pressure,
crowd and the pressure. We'll talk more about it when we come back. Actually, we're going to focus entirely on you when we come back. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
So I love dancing.
Awesome.
And all your songs they give you joy. So let me introduce you properly. She's a Nigerian singer, songwriter, drummer, stage performer, recording artist, and an entertainer. She's also won several awards. Welcome again, Teni Apata, known as Teni Makana King. So we've had lots of conversations, like on air, off air. We feel your vibe. But for those that don't know, what is your vibe? Because I realize that people don't define themselves, and I'm big on identity, knowing yourself. And you keep saying your values, your beliefs, your kidney. What's the vibe you are deliberately bringing out there?
Positive energy. I keep saying it every interview I go. I only have one life to live. I might as well just make the best of it. So that when I go and I'm looking at my caskets, I'm like,
It's just a baby.
I had the best time when I was alive.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're not going to be here forever, like I keep saying. Every day counts, every second counts, every
the impact.
Just be happy, live happy. You define your moments, you define your life, you define.
Let me get you this. There's a legacy. You know, you have a legacy.
Right.
You're coming from the Akpata.
Right.
We knew of the Akpata Memorial, and we also have a sister in the industry and all of that. Like, does that make you feel pressured to want to deliver, to outperform and all of that?
Never. It's actually a privilege to come from where I come from. And, you know, heavy is how do they say it?
That wears the crown.
Wears the crown.
Uneasy.
But not pressured. It's more like, how much time do I have?
Okay, let's talk about
your...
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so my own, I'm just itching to ask this question. So you're Nini Ola's sister, and she has a different vibe and a different personality and a different aesthetics, you know, when you see her. And you're almost like very different from her in that regard. And which I find admirable, which is your personality is very distinct, your vibe is very distinct. How did you come about that? Because most siblings tend to rub off on each other in the way, you know, we tend to look like each other or want to be like each other, but you seem quite different. Could you tell us why this is?
I mean, it comes from upbringing. And I grew up every day, my mom telling me, be yourself, be yourself, be yourself. And parents have a lot of work to do in a child's life. I know for a fact that the confidence I have today and how I've turned out is how my mom, you know, raised us, and you know, how my mom's raised us, because we have 3 mothers, so how they raised us and how they made us fall in love with who we really are.
I want you to elaborate on these 3 mothers. Is it a community of mothers? Or?
Yeah, my father married 3 wives.
Okay.
And they all run a business together. They all live in the same house.
Wow.
So we all grew up together. Yeah.
See love.
Yeah.
Now that here now say
No. I want us to just dig in a bit on that, because some people have attached their lack of success or lack of having family
polygamy.
to the fact that I'm from a polygamous home. This is terrible. How was it being in that space, and how did you maintain? The way you said it, I have 3 moms. Like it's a
norm for you.
It's a norm, and you've accepted it. Was it tough? And what would you say to those who are struggling with that?
I'll say kudos to my father. He did a good job bringing everyone together and just making them understand, as long as you have my blood, you are important.
Everyone is important.
You know, everyone is important.
It's an African man.
Yeah, my dad did not care if you're a boy, you're a girl. Everyone is the same. So it's not easy. You have women from different backgrounds, raised differently. But the common thing was my father and the importance of the children going to love one another. And we fight, obviously.
Let's talk about your dad.
Siblings, of course.
Let's talk about your dad, because when you sang a song and it was totally dedicated to your dad, I checked him out. I said, I Google you, Google your parents and your dad. Found out that he was a former military man and he was assassinated. How did you take it? What happened around that time when it happened?
How old were you?
How old were you? How did you deal with it? And did it in any way turn, maybe the loss or grief was what you dealt with that made you turn out like this?
So for me, I was 2 years old and my younger sister was like 2 weeks old. So it was a lot for my mom at the time. So what stood out for me was the fact that my dad, and I'm saying this publicly for fathers out there to learn, my dad worked really hard to make sure that even years after his death was still very okay. You know, and that is a visionary, that's a visionary, you know, thinking about your kids, even if you're gone, will they still be okay? And that's why I
Does it mean financially that he provided?
in every way. You know, 20 years after my father died, I went to university. Well, no, I think 15 years after he died, I went to university abroad. My parents were able to pay. Obviously, I'm very privileged, but that's a genius right there. And that's why that's why I talk about him every time. I respect him. That's not an easy task to fulfill. But growing up without my father, knowing he was assassinated, is something I'll carry to my grave. You know, we never found who did it. You know, till today. And if you go to Iriakari, my father tarred most of the roads there. You know, in fact, they haven't even tarred the one he had tarred since 20-something years ago. So he made a huge impact. And that's why when I sang Uyomeyo, I was happy that I could at least be successful to carry his name to places he never dreamed.
Wow.
You know, it could go. And that's what I want to do, is to just carry my father's name.
Be the right ambassador of your family.
You know, represent him.
Well, so Teni, I know that you're very different from your sister, and she has her own fans, what she represents. Now, talking to you now, I understand that you're not someone who is, you're not a proud person. Okay, I saw that. And you have a good personality. But sometimes, do you tend to judge those people who are not taking your path, who are not as moral as you, so to speak? Because I've seen people who have this sanctimonious attitude.
Are you talking to me?
But no, wait now, it's you. But then they judge every other person who is different from them. Are you pressured somehow to feel, why are you not just being the way I am?
Why can't you cover up?
Why can't you cover your body?
The only time I can judge you is if I'm perfect myself. I'm not perfect.
Nima, I don't hear.
I'm not going to be. I'm not perfect.
So you're just gentle. I see your videos. You be yabi oyibo. You will go there.
Have you seen her when she's performing?
She's
jumping off to. I've seen her.
Teni, do you know MC Tutu? As in,
Olomo.
You say
Children
you
went to my father's school now. Yeah, he's a good guy.
It is.
Okay, so let me ask you about this. People say you just freestyle, like, and they say it not from a positive place. They're like, oh, she's not an artist.
I don't understand.
She's just freestyling. Everything is freestyle. How do you react to such criticism, and do you listen to them to the point of saying, maybe I should write, maybe I should maybe I should learn an instrument, maybe I should show that I can do all of this. I know you're a drummer, like I could do all of this thing, and they're like, I'll qualify as a musician, or you're just not, you don't care about them, you're just good being you.
Do you know, writing doesn't mean pen and paper. Writing is putting words together. So even if I freestyle it,
It's your words.
I come and I structure it. And does it become a hit song?
Yes, it
writing.
does.
Does it have a hook?
Yes, it
Does
does.
it have a verse?
Yes, it does.
So it's just
Writing.
people that say that just don't know.
Don't understand.
They don't, yeah.
Yeah, you started with writing. You at least we heard that you, songwriting.
So
Yeah.
if I want to make music, I don't write on paper. I will just start. Sitting right here with my girls, everybody want to get heard on TVC.
Yeah.
Come on.
TVC. Yeah. Sitting right here with my friends. Everybody want to get
Everybody wanna
on
go.
TVC.
Yeah.
So that's on TVC, that's the verse.
That's your hook.
Let me
right
do
there.
you, show you, I wanna show you, that's how you gotta do. So that's how I do it. Is that not music?
You don't write down.
music.
You don't write down.
What did you hit, God?
So yeah.
Teni, it was like when you came into this stage of music in Nigeria, you came to break stereotypes.
Yes,
You walked in with what they call a band to break stereotypes.
You don't
Was
need
it
to be
deliberate?
sexy to blow.
Was it deliberate? Was that the goal, that I'm going to blow, and when I blow, this is how I want to blow? I want to change how blowing is.
It happened.
Yeah, I just always knew something great was going to come out of my life. I didn't know how, I didn't know when, but I mean, I just used to wake up in the morning and just used to tell my friends, me, I'm going to be a superstar. Me, I'm going to be a superstar. And you know, I put more land with me, you know, so.
What she meant is positive confession.
Yeah.
You call in what is good to yourself.
So me, I just knew.
Affirmation. We done the drum.
Exactly. So I just knew that I don't need to do what you want me to do. Me, once I talk to God, that's it.
So what's your spiritual life like?
It's God, though.
Which of the gods?
Jesus Christ. I'm a Christian.
So you have a
You also have let us quickly take this phone call. Welcome to the show. Good morning. Sorry we kept you waiting, Stephen. Say something. Oh my goodness, I think we lost you. I'm
Okay,
so sorry.
so you have a crazy sense of humor.
Ah.
Yeah, so recently you're trending on a tweet you made, you know, this South African thing has, Burna Boy is supposed to be going to South Africa and it has caused a lot of back and forth, you know, and
Did you not make that tweet?
and they were
Because
asking you when you would come to South Africa, and she says, let Burna Boy, because you know they've been threatening his life, let him go first. If he comes back with his 2 legs and his 2 hands, then we can start talking. But I just wanted to find out, I want to know how you feel about this xenophobic attacks on our people in South Africa. You people are artists, you represent us when you go there. What kind of conversations do you have? Burna Boy said he's also sort of faced some sort of, you know, xenophobic behavior there. What is happening? We have not been to South Africa. You guys go there and come back. What's happening? What are Nigerians doing wrong that were targeted?
Well, I think where the problem comes in is when you start to see your fellow African brother as a countryman. You know, you're looking at it based on country by country instead of looking at it as one Africa as a whole. And there's no way a brother and sister will not fight. And it's okay to fight. It's just don't kill, you know, don't wound, don't injure.
Do not do evil.
Don't take life. It's okay to fight and resolve, to have disagreements.
On a serious note, though, Nigeria is going through a lot of crises. We, by the virtue of our job, every day review papers and we read sad stories. We discussed Lagos traffic yesterday, and everybody was saying, "I'm so happy you guys discussed it. It's been terrible and all of that." You lived abroad. You've seen better life. Like you've chopped better life. Then you come back here, and I know your song is making us happy.
My friend just...
But do you want to use your song to challenge the politics? Do you want to use your song and your following to do a bit of activism and get the government to do what is right? Do you want to take picture of the bad road you pass on and say, who is the local government chairman here? Why is this road bad? Like, do a bit more. or you want to just chill for now and be enjoying your own life?
I mean, I can do my part in my own way. But one thing for sure, I don't want to die.
Ew.
I mean, I'll say I don't want to die because I know for a fact.
They will come after you.
See, the people that we are is who we are.
Yeah.
If I die today,
They'll continue.
they are going to say, who sent a message?
Exactly.
Do you understand? And you see, I'm my mother's first child, and she loves me very much.
I feel your
So I can only do what I can do. But I don't want to die. I cannot die. I can die for my country, but not die stupidly.
Teni.
Because they will eat on my burial. They will eat.
Yes,
I love rice.
Eat puff puff.
Smile Moses says, Auntie Teni, now a motivational speaker, seeing this part of you for the first time though. Lawa Jalili says, Teni Makanaki, I just love your spirit. I watched your interview on Nedu Show before your breakthrough, and I told my wife that this lady is going places because I saw in you that music is a passion for you. If I lie, make water carry me go. And Honorable Ademola says, please help me ask Teni, what is she doing in her capacity as an artist and celebrity to mentor young people, young ladies like her who have lost hope, and is she on the path of discovering talents like her? Any new tracks on the way?
You're still young.
She just started.
Don't summarize them.
Well, which one should I answer first?
Anything you're doing with
first,
young people?
Young ladies.
Well, so I don't know if I'm allowed to mention the brand.
Okay, you're working with the brand.
Yes, I'm working with the brand, and you know, we're helping young people save by using by using an app.
Okay, and you teach them about how it's important.
You know, save things like that.
Any
So
more
are you
tracks
doing anything
coming
to
up?
discover new talents?
In
Like
the
yourself?
works, in the works. But the thing is, to discover new talents, you have to be ready. You don't want to wait anybody. You don't want to waste anybody's time. So if you don't have everything in place, don't start.
Your songs hit, you know, when you listen to the songs, there's something it hits in your heart that everybody is usually touched.
resonates, yeah.
What inspires your songs? How does it come?
God, though. I always say, anybody that tells you they made a hit song said it wrong. For millions of people to sing your song, do you think it's you? It's a higher power.
Very true. I want to talk to you about your mom. You said that you did something. You did a post, and your mom said, take it down.
Not only my mom, my auntie.
Okay. They said, take it down. So it means that you listen. But you still listen. You have not, yes, you have not let go totally. But do you feel under pressure to play among, like, you know, what you did was spontaneous. You didn't mean it wrong.
Right.
Was it because you've been around these people and everybody's all of us are just saying all of that, and you do it based on them and not necessarily based on within you, because when you thought about it, you changed your mind. What would you say about pressure that celebrities feel to become that person, to become what you see amongst yourselves as celebrities?
Well, for me, it wasn't pressure. Yeah, I was just having fun. I was just singing, you know. But a lot of celebrities go through a lot of pressure. One.
Are you under pressure to lose weight?
How?
Yeah, like
If it's not my health.
there's no food there.
If it's not my health, I'm fine.
You are, darling.
I'm perfect.
Yeah, there's something you said, and
We have a call. Let me just quickly take this call. Welcome to the show. Good morning. Can we hear? Are you still there?
Hello.
Yes, welcome to the show.
Yeah, good morning, my sister. How are you?
Very fine, thank you.
Yeah, good evening to your special guest.
Yep.
Good evening, sir. I'm sorry. Good morning, sir.
I've been listening to her music, but today I'm just seeing her on Teni physically. I think I would. Teni, you are great indeed.
Yes.
You are Nigerian. Will I call it Michael Jackson?
Thank you, sir.
You are greater than the greatest. Just keep it up.
Thank you, sir.
You love your father. He's just like one of my.
Oh, I think we
that's
know
good.
that.
So yeah, I was saying that sometimes we discuss success here and how young people view success now. And in one of your interviews, you had spoken about when you make a song, don't go about thinking you want to make a hit song. Just do a good song, and then the profit would come. Could you just, maybe if you have a word for young people who feel that they have to blow, as we normally, or anyhow, and meanwhile, here is someone who's doing so well but understands that there's a process?
Well, good things last. The fake things don't last. So always be very mindful of how far you want to go. Do you want it now, or do you want it forever?
Delayed gratification.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, like...
Teni, you are deep. Like, you are deep, girl. Let me read this. Let me the message. Read
so
this.
I feel like young people should focus on marathon and not sprint. You know, understand that timing is very important. You know, my mom always says, if you hit a drum, and you keep hitting the drum, it will tear. So if you believe in what you're doing and you keep doing it, one day it will pay off.
Let me take this tweet for you. PJ Comedian says, Teni entertainer in the building, came on the music scene and took over. Love your style, your humor, your confidence and originality. Keep it coming. Yala anybody.
Vicky Akumudike says, Teni Makanakio, I just love you. Such an inspiring discussion. She's deep. Thankfully, NEPA they cooperate. If not, for your case.
I want to quickly pick up from your background. What language was the conversation had in the house? English.
I learned Yoruba from school.
Wow. I'm disappointed.
Before your hand.
That's bad. Your mom and you, that's bad.
We want to dance. You cannot come and will not.
Do you know it was when I went to school in America, I then learned a lot of Yoruba.
Oh wow! You have this much Yoruba?
Yes, because I took Yoruba in school. They had Yoruba as a subject. So instead of doing Spanish or French, I did Yoruba.
They teach Yoruba in America.
But now I talk to my mom in Yoruba.
That's so interesting. It was good having you on the show. We are happy. We love your personality. We wish you all the best. We want to see more explosive growth from you and more young people emulating your hard work and your humility, your vibes. All right, so we're going to dance. That's what we're going to take on the show today. You know, I want to dance.
I don't like that, but for Teni, you're going to dance. For her case.
Join us next week for another exciting episode of Your View. Hey!
Stand up now.
Stand up now.
Hey!
Mama.
Hey!
If wishes were horses, is it too much? It's not too much. If I want money, I do what dance, I got to say. If I want money, I'ma buy my shoto, I'ma buy my foya, I'ma buy me. Hey, yeah, I wanna be a